Something really interesting is happening in Japan's property market right now. And no, it's not just another simple boom or bust cycle. The whole market is actually splitting in two. And today, we're going to get into exactly why that is.
So let's start with the question that's probably on your mind. Whether you're actively looking or just keeping an eye on things, is now a good time to buy? You know, you'd hope for a simple yes or no, but honestly, that answer just doesn't really exist anymore.
Because the real answer, the one that actually matters, is, well, it's complicated. It all comes down to two little words: location and size. Understanding how these two things are pulling the market in opposite directions is the key to, well, everything. Okay, let's get into the main idea here. The experts have a fancy term for it: structural bifurcation. But a better way to think of it is a kind of cold selection. The entire market has stopped moving as one big wave. It's breaking apart. So what on earth does that mean? Well, picture this. One part of the market is getting hotter, with prices climbing, while another part is actually cooling down. And this is all happening at the exact same time. They're being driven by completely different forces now. And believe me, there's no better place to see this split in action than right in the heart of Tokyo. Right now, buyers there are caught in a massive tug-of-war, facing a really tough choice. And that choice really boils down to this: what do you value more? Is it the absolute convenience of a prime central location, or is it the comfort of having more space to live in? Your answer puts you on one of two very, very different tracks. Now, get this. This is where it gets really fascinating. For what most people would call a standard family-sized home, somewhere between 100 and 300 square meters, prices in central Tokyo have actually started to go down for the first time in 6 months. It really seems like we're hitting a ceiling on what people are willing to pay for space. But what if we look at the other side of the coin? The smaller places, say between 50 and 100 square meters, but still in those super desirable Tokyo wards. Well, it's a completely different story. Prices for these smaller homes have absolutely skyrocketed, hitting a new all-time record high. This is where you see the people who are screaming location, 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 and they are putting their money where their mouth is. And the numbers from March paint a perfect picture of this split. We're seeing a clear dip for those standard-sized houses, but at the same time, a massive spike for the smaller ones. It's bifurcation right there in the data. In the city center, it seems the desire for convenience is just steamrolling the need for space. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's just a crazy Tokyo bubble thing, right? Well, not exactly. This same selection process is happening in cities all across Japan, and it's creating a really clear map of winners and losers. Let's take Osaka City, a definite winner in this scenario. The market there is on fire, with prices for new standard homes jumping a whopping 20% from last year. Demand is incredibly strong. But then you hop just next door in the exact same kinky region, and you've got Kyoto Prefecture, where prices are actually still falling. It just goes to show how hyper-localized things have become. You can't even talk about an entire region as a single market anymore. And there are other hotspots too. Aichi Prefecture, with its strong industrial backbone, is seeing steady growth across the board. And Fukuoka Prefecture, it just smashed its own price record for new homes, the highest it's been since they started tracking this stuff in 2014. The big takeaway here is that people and money are all flowing into these very specific, strong central cities. Okay, so just when you think you've got a handle on it, let's throw another wrinkle in here. The used property market? It's playing by a totally different and kind of surprising set of rules, where the age of a building doesn't always mean what you think it means. I mean, the basic logic makes sense, right? As the best, newer used homes get bought up, the average age of what's left on the market gets older. So naturally, the average price should go down. It's common sense. But here's the question. Does that automatically make an older house less valuable? Well, in this new divided market, the answer is, surprisingly, no. Not always. And this quote from the analysis really nails it. In a super high-demand city like Osaka, something pretty amazing is going on. Even when the average age of the buildings for sale goes up, prices are still rising. The power of the location, the sheer value of the land itself, is so strong that it's basically making the age of the house on top of it irrelevant. So, what does this all mean for how we think about property value? Well, it means you can pretty much take the old rulebook and toss it out the window. We're in a new era of what value actually means.
So let's break down these new rules. In the bustling city centers, location is the absolute #1 driver, which is why smaller places are so popular. Head out to the suburbs and people expect more space for their money. That's the trade-off. And in the used market, a top-tier location can be worth way more than a newer building. So I guess the biggest thing to take away from all this is that the idea of one single Japanese real estate market is over. It's gone. What we have now is a collection of tiny little micro markets where there are very clear winners and losers, not just city by city, but block by block.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. As this great divide gets wider and these trends keep going, what is the ideal Japanese home even going to look like in, say, 5 years from now?
It's definitely something we'll be keeping a close eye on. And hey, if we helped you make a little more sense of what's happening, do us a favor and hit that like button. And for sure, make sure you subscribe because we're always digging into complex topics like this one. Thanks so much for tuning in.